Here we go.
You know what? I'm sick of hiding. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you very much.
That's better. Oh! Hell yeah! Let's do this!
Hello and welcome to the Worst Movie Ever Made, an experimental movie podcast designed with one thing in mind: to find the worst movie ever made. I'm your host, Chris Ackman. I'm joined by my co-hosts and fellow mad scientist, Rob Scucci and Bob Hassick. Hey guys, how are you and why are we doing R.I.P.D?
Because we couldn't get the rights to Men in Black or Beetlejuice or Lethal Weapon. So we're doing shitty because we had to watch this, $180 million movie that not only didn't break even, but when you consider the marketing cost and shit, probably is operating at a huge deficit.
Sure. Blockbuster flop.
Blockbuster flop. How are you,
Another
Bob?
one. I'm doing okay. I'm home alone again. My son is with my wife college visiting in Chicago. And I've spent the last 10 days, let me rephrase that, 7 out of the last 10 days alone. And I'm loving it.
Weird.
Have you been have you been sliding across the hardwood floor in your tidy whities, risky businessing it every single night?
I'm honestly, I'm barely home, so it doesn't make much of a difference.
And you know what the worst part about being alone is? You don't. There's not as much waste being generated, so you wait. It takes 2-3 days to fill the trash liner in the kitchen, and then it just smells like absolute fucking shit.
Right, the dishwasher's barely full, and I had to search for things to throw away for garbage night. It's exactly.
Yeah, you're just going into your kids' rooms and just throwing their shit out to fill the back up. All right. We're gonna explain the movie, so I'm gonna run that bumper, and I can't wait to hear how we're going to use consonants and assonants to describe this flop.
Let's get a little groovy and have Bob explain the movie. So for your consideration, here's Bob's alliteration.
All right. This is Ryan Reynolds' reprehensible ripoff remake.
Nice. It's a remake?
Okay. Well, okay, so let me start. I know it's traditionally the star that gets all the heat for a movie failing, which is unfair because it's not the star's fault. But I only use his name.
It was Gina Davis's fault, though.
It was Jamie Kennedy's fault. Yeah, I only use his name for the alliteration. No, it's a Ghostbusters Men in Black ripoff. That's all.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Really poorly done.
And it's a comic book remake. I don't know what you want to call it.
I thought
it's based on a comic, but according to Chad Smith, this is one of many comics that was only made to pitch a movie.
Oh, concept type of deal. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't really made. It only had 8 issues. And it didn't really have any traction.
Well, I mean, it's not the most original idea, but there was some framework for a decent movie, I thought. But they just squandered any opportunity that they had. Yeah. Very Men in Black, as you guys were saying. It's just a total ripoff. Anyway, let's throw it to YouTube. Go ahead, Bob.
I'll do my best to describe it because I should describe it.
Oh, yeah, okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Unlike Steven Spielberg's or is it Scorsese, whoever says that you can't describe a good movie quickly. So Nick, a police officer, is killed in the line of duty by a fellow officer who later turns out to be a dead man posing as an alive man. And yes, you heard that right. Nick goes to heaven, maybe? To be an officer in the Rest in Peace department, where he's to remove dead monsters who are inhabiting Earth. Well, Boston, at least. And then there ends up being some gold staff conspiracy that involves the dead cop who shot Nick and involves some gold that the two of them stole from evidence when they were police officers on Earth. Mm-hmm. And there's so much more, but I'm gonna stop. It is so difficult to explain this movie.
Yeah,
it is convoluted.
Yeah.
All right, let's throw it to test number 1, the worst of its kind. Oh wait, no, let's throw it to YouTube comments. Yeah,
you got it. The worst movie ever made presents. YouTube comments. Made by people who clearly have daddy issues. My father! I went to the paid version / like rent or buy on demand on YouTube for the comments on this one. I have every single comment because there's not many. So here's first comment. Men in Black of the Afterlife. Next comment.
Yeah.
This could be a great animated series just like Men in Black. Next comment. I don't get why people don't like this movie. And that's where I interject and say, look at the previous 2 comments. Now, the next 1, 2, 3, 4, the next 4 comments are timestamps and then commentary for the timestamp. So,
wow.
First timestamp, 48 minutes, 34 seconds. Next comment, 49 minutes, 11 seconds. Still cracks my dad and I up every time. Next comment, 56 minutes and 10 seconds. No commentary, just the timestamp. And then the last comment, 50 minutes and 16 seconds. That man saw things. So, that's where we're at.
All right, cool. So I guess you're going to have a hard time gauging your guess on the next test. This is test number 1, the worst of its kind.
Yep.
Salami.
The worst of its kind.
I want to first start by apologizing for my lack of energy today. Number 1, I had to watch R.I.P.D, but number 2, my were like just 2 liquid shits running around my house today doing awful things to me. So I had my 5-year-old locked me in the basement today.
No.
I got out because I was lucky enough that he was able to figure out how to unlock the slide lock. I thought I was gonna have to bust the door down.
Stacy, Bowie, and I got locked on our patio like
2 days
ago because Atticus fucking locked the sliding door. And
What'd you do? Were you able to
We had to guide him to the switch. It took 15 minutes.
Yeah,
he was just slapping it.
That's what just happened with me. I was like, push it that way and jigger it. Move it around. Get it out of there. I was getting so mad. Anyway, first one is Blade with Wesley Snipes. We've talked about this one before. It's not a candidate for a good movie. It's not a candidate for a bad movie. I think it's better than the 58 that it got on Rotten Tomatoes, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Mystery Men with Everyone. A 60. That's not very good either, but I have a soft spot for it.
It's a fun movie.
Yeah, it's all right.
It knows what it is and doesn't try to be anything else.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Agreed. Okay, so we all agree. Ghostbusters. This is the 84 with Murray and Ernie Hudson. I wanted to shout out 95. He's so good in Oz as the warden.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the Future with Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd in 93, and then Deadpool with Ryan Reynolds, who appears in R.I.P.D. in 85. So a 72.8 average. How did he do?
I was so pissed when I watched this on Tuesday night that I ended up writing a review about it for work, and I don't remember how it scored. But I want it's like single digit, like 6, 7.
I really had to dig for information about this movie, and I couldn't find much. And I came across the score, so I know the answer.
Okay, well, double your 6, Rob. It's a 12. For a negative 60.8
right.
And worst of its kind.
Yeah,
it was really, really bad, so I'm not surprised. All right,
I was so pissed off about the movie. I'm like, I need to profit off of this somehow. And then the second I turned in my assignment, I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm never going to think about this shit again. And then I forgot we're doing a podcast on it.
God, I need to make money off of this. This idea is too good.
I gotta make money off of it.
Test number 2 ain't that a pitch?
Excuse me, madame. May I have a little kiss, please? A little kiss, please. Come on. Come on. Whoop.
Ain't that a bitch?
All right.
All right, who goes?
I haven't gone first in a while. I probably should go first.
How about Bob, Rob, Chris?
Sure.
All right.
All right. So this is for the movie. So this movie will be made. Sorry. This movie will be a fun ride, they promised. If that's the case, why didn't it turn a profit? The plot to Ghostbusters and MIB they usurped. Police brutality doesn't count if it's a dead perp. This movie smells worse than dead person vomit.
All right. I like it.
That's pretty good.
All right. Oh, golly gee whiz, I'm dead after getting shot in the face. My corrupt partner's hitting on my girl. What a disgrace. I'll try to put you in stitches, but the only person who's remotely funny is Jeff Bridges, and even he cannot this movie save.
True.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, I feel like Jeff Bridges was almost onto something,
Yeah.
but he didn't quite get there. All right. Is it super funny to joke about Panda Express? When the guy is Chinese, I wasn't impressed. But Kasten was killing. Kasten Bacon the villain. Because his face always looks like it's missing some flesh.
He does have an unfortunate... He was perfect for Hollow Man.
Yeah, he was. I think when we did Tremors, I also called him a skeleton man or something, so I wanted to bring it back.
Right,
it's just weird. He doesn't have any skin on his face. Where is it?
Look at Kevin Bacon, and then look at Scott Whalen from Stone Temple Pilots, like at the height of his addiction. And like they have like the weird it's a heroin hairline. Is the only way I could describe it.
I also feel like Kevin Bacon can snort coke by putting it on his teeth and just like sniffing up. There's like no impediment.
Oh, yeah. All right.
All right. Here's Oh yeah, we got to figure out who. I'm sorry, I'm so out of sorts. Who are we going with on this one?
I'm gonna go Chris 4.5 because you're having a rough time, and I think you need
I'm
to
gonna go
put
Chris 4.5 also.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. I'll throw that back on the results while we go to test number 3, the most offensive.
Oh my God!
All of you got the most important thing.
To be as offensive as possible.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Number 5, hot gas having passed through a dead ass is hilarious.
Yes.
Fart jokes are bad, but when they're like deado fart jokes, they're even worse.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's the same. It's always the same canned like that canned gurgle, you know.
Brant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what's so that or it's you remember when Jeff Daniels does the like really high pitched one on the toilet and then he laughs?
Yeah.
That one in Dumb and Dumber made me laugh because it's like after his enormous shit, he's got that one little like purr at the end and he laughs at it.
But
So
see, the difference between Dumb and Dumber and the Rest in Peace department, Chris, is that like that was part of the dramatic buildup. Like there's no way that scene could not have like worked around him blowing ass. Whereas this one, they tried shoehorning in the farts. You know?
Yes, that's true.
Exactly.
But when you're right that basically the scene was like revolved around Jeff Daniels punishing the porcelain.
Yes.
Exactly. Yes. I stole that one from number 4. Oh God, I should have put this one. Number 4, the haunting Hong Kong howdy do. So, his ex-wife is running around the track at like the local high school, and he goes to like stalk her because he finds out that he's going to be like erased or whatever. And he just wants to see his wife one more time. The problem is that he is in a Chinese man's body, Chinese man, as described by the movie.
He's in an Asian avatar, is what I describe it as.
Yes, he's in an yeah, that's good. I like that. And he's an Asian vessel. Anyway, he goes up to his wife and like touches her face and stuff. She has no idea who he is, so even though he wants to say goodbye, he's like traumatizing his wife in the process. I thought that was pretty messed up.
Yeah.
Let's throw to our first clip of the day. This is number 3, Konnichiwa, bitches.
Student athletes. Oh, that is brilliant, sir.
Here we go.
There's Jeff Bridges from this movie right there.
Here. These are your IDs. Some federal, a lot of utilities, whatever gets us access.
Really? An old Chinese guy? What about you? Well, I guess you win, boy.
Pick it up. You wanna rumble in my jungle? I'll take you on. Stampede your rumba and send you home. You wanna rumble in space? I put my laser on stun. And on the North Pole, I'll ice you, sons.
So Roy, the old cowboy from the 1800s, is like a stunning blonde, is the joke. If you're just a podcast listener, that's what happened just there. And I named it Konnichiwa, bitches, because that's in the song in the background, if you're wondering. It wasn't me being offensive. Okay.
Yeah. No, I actually watched the trailer as part of my research, like to see like what people saw before they saw the movie. And they gave away almost every secret. Like every thing you could be surprised with by the movie was given away by the trailer. And
so that moment where you're supposed to laugh.
That moment was one of them, yes.
Yeah.
That was
one. That's I don't watch trailers ever. Like if I'm excited about a movie coming out, I don't watch the trailer.
Yeah.
Right.
Because half of the time they give away important shit.
Or they're so thematically far away.
Movies.
Yeah. Sometimes they're so thematically far away from like what the actual movie is. Like there's like so many instances in like the 90s where people thought they were going to see like a slapstick comedy, but it's actually like a crime drama. But they wanted to market it as something else. Yeah.
Right. Bob, what were you saying?
No, I was just saying that was that was exactly what happened in that movie. Was they just gave everything away?
Yeah, sucks. And then you go to see it, and then the parts that you would have been like not laughing at anyway because they aren't funny, you don't get to not laugh at.
You find out that was the best part.
Yeah. All right, number 2. This one's not very funny. It's just she must die to say goodbye. In order for her to see Ryan Reynolds in all his handsome glory one more time before he says goodbye forever, she has to get stabbed by the Staff of Jericho, or I don't know. Was it? Here's a catch-all moment. Was the Staff of Jericho the golden totem thing, or was it the staff that he had? Because the staff that he had that he like stabbed her in the back with wouldn't be sharp on one end if it's a staff. That's a spear. So he killed her by stabbing her with like a blunt wooden thing, and the totem was the one with the magic. Was supposed to. I was just confused.
It was like a piece of rebar he stabbed her with.
Yeah,
it wasn't
not a staff, right?
Jericho. No, but he just needed to give her a wound so she bled, so it fed the Staff of Jericho. But I don't know if I want to say this for catch-all or not, but should I? About her seeing him?
No, go ahead.
So every deado in the world saw Nick and his partner as their avatars, but she could see him as himself. What's the difference? Like I could not figure out.
I think because she crossed over momentarily.
That's what I thought.
Dead. But they're all dead.
Yeah, Bob's right.
Yeah,
Bob's right.
We're all
man.
dead.
You just ruined the movie, Bob.
God damn it, Bob. Chris, Bob's never right.
Well, obviously I didn't mean it that way. Number one, this is our second clip of the day because this movie was offensive. Here is Vindaloo.
It's late on Ash Wednesday. An Asian teenager in a slammed-out Acura offers you a plate of chicken Vindaloo. Do you accept?
How am I supposed to answer that?
Oh, you tell me.
Okay, the answer is no.
What's the problem? Is it the teenager? The ash? Is it the Japanese performance sedan? Maybe it's the Indian food.
What?
Maybe you hate Indians.
Maybe you hate Indians.
Engines. Oh God.
What? So it's
Because he
human
meant the wah kind, not the kind.
Dude. All right. I guess we have to end the segment now that we were more offensive than the movie. Rob, why don't you throw it to your ad read to cleanse that mouth of yours?
Okay.
Go down to Marie Callender's. Get me a big bowl. Pie, some ice cream on it. Good. Put some on your head. Your tongue would slap your brains out trying to get to it. Interested? Sure.
Rob's ad read.
Today's episode of The Worst Movie Ever Made is brought to you by Shipbit, the world's first wearable device that monitors your movements in real time. Shipbit is discreet, but brings the heat. Never get in trouble again for spending too much time away from your desk at work again. If your boss calls you into the corner office for your fecal frequency, just say, "You'll hear from my lawyers after you read the deets from my shit sheet." Shipbit, because we have to quantify everything.
That's true. All right, yeah, I can. You know what? I can see that selling.
I was gonna go with my shitness. I was gonna go with my shitness pal, but I thought Shipbit had more.
Oh, that's good too. That's good too. Yeah. Here's a question: does it go around the wrist?
Yes.
Okay. When you take it off and then like put it under your butt so that it can like measure the diameter, or
ooh, girth. They're beta testing that.
How you got to know how many Keurigs, and part of the measurement is diameter. I think so.
Yeah.
Keurigs.
Diameter and velocity.
All right, let's throw it to test number 4, the worst dialogue.
Yeah.
Bad dialogue may include something like,
"He's in there every night. This damn gang selling that stupid cocaine."
This is number 5. Here's just some bullshit exposition shoved in here like 50 minutes into the movie. This is the staff.
Well,
they're pissed. Justifiably, however, apparently you stumbled upon something important.
don't act so surprised, honeybot.
The gold that officers Pulsifer and Walker brought in are part of an incredibly dangerous artifact known as the Staff of Jericho.
Oh, crap.
Maybe feathered in for the new guy? A little bit?
Remember the tunnel we pulled you out of when you died? That's the only way to get to the afterlife. It's a one-way street. This artifact, if built, reverses the tunnel. The dead rain down on the earth, that's it for the living world.
Yep, massive destruction. We broke it to pieces 3,000 years ago. Now it's back.
Till we get the rest of the gold, we're on red alert. Also, apparently you need the blood of thine enemy. There are more diagrams.
What? Why would someone make something like that? Come on.
No.
Here I am, willing to streets into order, making headway year after dominant year. And now everything I've done is being threatened because of some ancient totem forged for kicks by some asshole 5,000 years ago. Why even try? I don't want to do it.
Yeah, so I hope you got all of that, because that's the movie that we watched this week, in a nutshell. Here's number 4. Here's where it starts to get a little wacky. This is Space Cuffs.
Big old mouth coming in. Fella was a snitch in life. See Nick like that. Metaphorical. For some reason, Indian food seems to do the trick. Maybe it's the cumin. You can bag this one. My treat.
No, I'm not going near that.
Where's that 15 years now, Frosty? Got to get comfortable with the visuals and the smell profile.
Hi.
Come on.
Spread them. Come on, let's go. Hurry up. Let's get this over with.
Now, once they pop, they know it's over. Right, pal?
Here we go. Put all your hands behind your back. Stupid space cuffs.
They're not space cuffs.
Yeah.
What does space
That's
have
right.
to do with anything?
That's the wrong
Exactly.
franchise, bucko.
Wrong franchise.
Also, maybe it's the cumin. It's also black pepper later, so it's not even cumin. You got to get comfortable with the visuals and the smell profile. Here's my contention. Later we find out that they don't taste hot dogs. Why would
Which
they smell
means-
anything?
Yes.
Yeah, because those go hand in hand. Yeah, he only eats hot dogs for the mouth feel, quote unquote.
Yeah, right.
Right.
So there's a little problem. Number 3. That went well.
That went well. I'll do something nice for you.
What just happened? How could she not know it was me?
To them, you don't look like you, you don't sound like you. If you try to tell them who you are, it comes out all garbled up. The universe, in its ultimate wisdom, will not let you reveal yourself. It's smarter than us.
That's sick.
Consider it the universe's witness protection program.
What? Consider it the universe's witness protection program.
Yes.
Yep.
We're just going to make some rules and then not even bother to tell you why they work or how they work. We're just going to pour shit on top of your head and hope you smile through it.
Yes.
All right, here's number 2. This is Coyote.
Hey, it's taken me a very long time to achieve this state. You could get there too, but for your weakness.
You know what? I've had it. I can't listen to one more self-righteous chestnut out of your mouth. I don't want to live in your weird past with you. Speaking of which, those coyotes.
You be
Yeah,
careful
those
now.
coyotes who ate your bones and crapped out your face. In that story, the coyotes are the heroes.
Hey, you may think the old West was all shits and giggles and sarsaparilla and 2 cent whores. It wasn't. It was smelly. It was violent. It was ridden with dysentery and no-count engines. I've had a lot of anger to get past, okay? And you, Nick, are bringing a lot of shit out that I've been suppressing for a very long time. One of them coyotes, he made love to my skull. You know what that practice is commonly called?
I do. And I certainly hope you got both eyes, Roy.
What? What? Why? What? What?
Yeah.
Why is he so... Why is Ryan Reynolds so mad at Jeff Bridges?
Yeah.
He really... He's shooting the messenger, basically, right? Is that why he's mad?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like,
I mean,
he
Jeff
didn't-
Bridges is a little rough, but...
Yeah, but they're both victims of happenstance, and like they're just Jeff Bridges isn't the reason. He wasn't the catalyst for all this. It was his partner shooting him in the face.
Yes.
Yeah.
His
so
partner
he's mad at
shooting
that.
him in the face. So then he never has a partner again, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But then he has a partner, so he's like rooking him, I guess. The dying of dysentery is straight out of Oregon Trail, the game from when I was a kid. I don't care what you say. Dysentery is just an Old West thing thanks to that game. And he says that he has no more anger, but then immediately says no account engines.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like immediately after he says that. So it's just bad writing. But nothing compares to number
1,
Daddy.
drum roll.
You know what? Fuck it.
This is Deados.
Settle down! This is holding. We call them deados. Until they pop, they look like regular people, so no one except us knows they're monsters inside. You see, if you slip through the cracks and stay on Earth after you die, your soul rots. They rot, the world rots. Global warming, black plague, bad cell reception, get it? Without the R.I.P.D, the world would have been overrun by these dead people sometime in 1954.
I'll stay an option.
150,000 people die every day. The system wasn't designed to handle that kind of volume. Welcome to the big league. R.I.P.D. Boston.
So bad cell phone reception and climate change is responsible, or deados are responsible for. Also, she goes through and she says until they pop, like no one can tell that they're dead. And I had no idea what she was talking about. I did not understand that until I had to like rewatch the clip later, and then I was like, oh, okay. But like, no one watching it has any idea what she's talking about. Then,
yeah,
agreed.
It's bad exposition. It's a stupid movie.
Well,
here we go.
Happened,
We're gonna.
What happened, Chris? They had a 9-hour director's cut, but for brevity, they had to cut out a lot of the crucial elements that explain the finer points of this film.
Right? Yes, of course.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what's so bad about the production in test number 5. The worst production.
Oh my god!
When a studio puts out a production this bad, they're dead meat.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
All right, so I'm going back to my original description of the movie to say my worst production is direct ripoff.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to start with a quote from a reviewer. It's a great quote. Ready? For a movie that so strenuously rips off Ghostbusters and Men in Black, R.I.P.D. manages to come up with fresh new ways of being absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
So R.I.P.D. So let me start. Men in Black was a Marvel comic that they co-opted to a movie.
I didn't know.
Ghostbusters was just a movie. But R.I.P.D., like I said, was designed as literally a pitch just to be a movie. And that was in 1999. Men in Black, I want to say, came out before that.
97, I think. 96 or
7.
Yeah,
I think it was 7.
I think 97. So I really want to say this is a ripoff of Men in Black deliberately, because the comic came out in 99. This movie didn't come out till 2013.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they really just wanted to capitalize on whatever success that franchise had, because that did turn into a franchise. What were there, 3 of them, Men in Blacks?
There were
at
3,
least...
and then the reboot. There's a reboot that came out in like 2016 or 2017. I think that might be the 4th.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, credence to the quote of the reviewer that it really was just they came up with new ways to suck. Even after trying to just capitalize on the success of Ghostbusters and Men in Black. So I think direct ripoff is a fair worst production. Also because, as I said before, and I will hopefully not say it again, I could not find very much out about this movie. There was very little released about this movie.
You think they just tried to scrub it from the record?
Yeah.
I do think I think that is part of it. Yes.
I think when big budget movies do this poorly, the studio it's like a scarlet letter on the studio. If they put out otherwise good stuff somewhat consistently, it's just they don't want that. If they're pitching a new high budget project to like shareholders or investors, they kind of want to just like wipe that skid mark clean so they could show the rest of their portfolio more favorably.
Get more.
Yeah. Get it back to clean undies. I agree.
Yeah.
Which, when you're potty training a 5-year-old, it's a concept all too familiar. Anyway, let's throw it to test number 6, the worst acting.
Sure.
Do you even know how to act?
How can you act like that?
Shut up!
It's the worst acting.
This is number 1. Hilarity ensues.
Like fun it does.
Look at the ankles on that girl.
That's what you're into, ankles. That's what does it for you?
In my day, women, they dress very conservatively.
That makes you way less creepy. When
kinda
exactly
does.
was your day?
Does make 'em less creepy.
1800s, buddy. I'm what we used to call a lawman. Marshal Roycephus Pulsifer.
Roycephus?
It's considered a very sexy name at the time.
Sounds like an STD. Would you care to drive?
I didn't get a peek at your wife's ankles.
Not one more word about her.
Listen, Rook. You better work on getting a little distance, because you two are over.
You just worry about yourself, partner.
Whoa. You ain't my partner, Rook. You're just the ass in the other seat till I say contrary. I had a partner. Greatest man I ever knew. Right up till he shot me in the back. That's what partner will get you.
Tell me about it. How do you think I got here?
Well, you got shot with a modern bullet. Would have loved a modern bullet. Sanitary, at least.
That's exactly how it felt as it passed through my face. Sanitary.
The term partner died when I did.
You got it, Roycephus.
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 Just call me Roy.
I was gonna do that.
Or Cephas.
Oh, God.
Isn't that a Paul Simon song? Just Call Me Roy?
Is it?
No, it's Call Me
It's
Al.
close. Call me out.
Oh.
But, like, I'm from the 1800s. Would you tell someone you're from the 2000s or the 1900s?
No,
you wouldn't.
Oh, social media. Like, I'm an 80s baby. I'm a 90s kid. So I could see that.
Yeah, but
I
that's,
guess.
that's a decade. That's a decade. Much
Yeah.
different than a century.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a really good point.
Yeah. Counterpoint.
Point counterpoint.
Yeah.
Point counterpoint. Point counterpoint. Counterpoint. Point counterpoint. Number 2.
Chris.
This is Pony.
Giddy up, pony! Relax your body! What? Relax body! Give me a reason. Doesn't have to be a good one. Actually, it doesn't even have to make sense. Fun, right? Might have noticed we're pretty durable.
It still hurts.
That's why Rook's the bottom. 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 Okay. I guess that's emotionally understandable.
There it is.
Why?
There it is.
If you're just listening, I strongly suggest you go to YouTube. Don't watch this movie. Watch our clips. It is Jeff Bridges jumping out a window, but not before tackling Ryan Reynolds through that window and then riding him like a pony through the sky. Here's the thing you need to remember. They do not look like an 1800s man, and Ryan Reynolds, they look like so what you would see as a citizen is a smashed window, a Chinese man in like, what did I say the other day? Pegasus through the air by a hot blonde.
Yeah.
And then just falling to the ground. And they don't explain, I have more in my catch-all ever, what citizens are supposed to take away from that.
Yeah. That's a glaring problem in this movie that repeatedly occurs every scene.
Yeah.
I have you guys seen Doctor Strangelove?
The
not
not
James Bond, or
since
is that...
It's a Stanley Kubrick movie from.
I'm thinking James Bond. I think Doctor Strange. I think, right?
No, Doctor Strangelove is a Stanley Kubrick movie starring Peter Sellers and many other people, and the most famous scene is one of the closing
Riding
shots
the rocket
of
of
the guy riding a bomb
with his
while
cowboy hat.
waving his cowboy hat in the air, and it was
Mhm.
very much. This is a total ripoff of that scene.
Yeah.
They'll probably say, if you look it up, I'm sure they'll say it's an homage to the scene, but it was
Lip service. Yeah.
It was a cheap reference to the scene. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Agreed. God, I hated this movie. Number.
Yeah. Ooh, this is number
3. This is Eternal Affairs.
You have some mighty strong-looking workers here, sir. I'd be willing to offer you $40 for 2 of the white ones and $50 for the blacks.
Thank you very much.
I've never seen one like that before.
Never before has this happened. Congratulations, guys, on your unprecedented cock-up.
All right.
You let an exposed deado loose on the streets in the middle of the day. You were supposed to contain. That is your most basic job,
no
and you failed
containing that thing,
spectacularly.
right?
to
Right,
contain.
Sweetie Pie. It was different.
We have evidence.
You don't
There's more to this
investigate.
than a
You
bunch
don't
of...
get creative. You do as you're told. When you don't, this happens.
Terrifying. Whatever rampaged through the streets of Boston today was not human.
Now look where we are. You get to deal with them.
Who in this endless stream of freaks is them?
Eternal Affairs. Hammers dropping.
How loud did you guys sigh when they said Eternal Affairs?
Really thought they had something.
Honestly, I thought they said Internal Affairs, and then I realized they said Eternal, and I was like, so yeah, it was a sigh.
I was watching this with my phone like 3 inches away from my face in bed, and Stacy was sleeping, and I was just like, and she woke up and asked me what was wrong, and I was just like, I'll tell you tomorrow. It's nothing important.
Yeah. Oh, God. All right, hey, let's throw it back to Bob for fact or no fact.
Bob's gonna give you a
Rob, you ever thought about?
in fact or no fact.
All right.
So remember that scene earlier in the movie where Jeff Bridges is sitting down at the desk and he has a doodle. He's like doodling a doodle.
Yeah.
And he tosses on the desk. So apparently that doodle is actually Jeff Bridges' doodle. And that was actually posted on his website.
Oh.
So I got curious. When I heard that was posted, I went to jeffbridges.com and I looked at his website. It's extensive. His website has many branches to it.
Okay.
So the website includes links to other parts of his page, and they have unique names. Okay, here we go. Because there were so little facts about this movie. This is what I got, fact or no fact. There are dozens of links on Jeff Bridges' website, but I picked out 4 real ones and made one up. So you have to guess which one of these links is a real link on his website. Let me rephrase that. Which of these links is not a real link on his website? Ready?
Okay.
Let's do it.
There are 5. First one, Cardboard Tron. First one. Second, Science Diet.
Science Diet?
Diet, yes. Third one, Testicle Attack.
Okay.
Fourth one, Pumpkin Heads.
Okay.
Okay.
And fifth one, A Little Head.
A Little Head. Wow. Okay.
So one of those is a lie.
This is tough.
The rest are true.
The rest
don't
are
know.
true.
I don't know much about Jeff Bridges. I know his movies. There's a thriller with Tim Robbins called Arlington Road. I fucking love it. Big Lebowski, of course, Tron. But he's a weird dude.
Yeah. I think he is the stoner. He like is the dude.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I don't think he was. I don't think he had to really prepare for Big Lebowski in any capacity. I think that's just his natural resting state. Cardboard Tron makes sense because, like, I don't know, there's probably some stop motion thing where he's like in a cardboard box, just like whipping across the floor. I could imagine that.
Yeah,
dressed as the dude drinking a White Russian. Science
That'd be
diet.
dope.
Testicle attack. Pumpkin heads. A little head. Fuck, man.
There were so many more. So many more.
Are they going to show up in the catch-all at all?
No.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have to go to his website.
You guys just have to go to jeffbridges.com
Yeah.
at some point in the next week and check.
Okay.
that
Just
out.
read the links.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot from the hip here and say testicle attack isn't real. And my logic behind it is the other ones are like kind of punny or kind of self-referential to some extent. Testicle attack is the only one that really sticks out as like blatant, like sophomoric humor that I can't quite put logic behind. So I'm gonna say testicle attack is the one thing that Jeff Bridges doesn't have a claim to fame or a stake in. But I could be wrong.
I'm gonna go with science diet. That sounds like something you might make up because like every celebrity has some diet that they say they're on or something. So I believe that Bob might have designed that one with that in mind.
So I should have called this fact or band name because I picked one of those 5 things as a band name.
Okay.
Is it testicle attack?
It is science diet.
Wow.
So I was right.
Chris wins.
Yeah, I win again today. All right, my mood is improved. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, Cardboard Tron, Testicle Attack, Pumpkin Heads, and the Little Head are actual links on his page under the subheading Stuff. If you click on the link that says Stuff, it goes to all these pages that are like this plus like 10, 12 other more like this. One of them is a card trick for Harrison Ford.
Really?
Is that the David Blaine video of like him telling him to get the fuck out of his house?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
yeah.
the one. That's the one.
That was funny. All right. Well, are you convinced yet that I don't cheat? Because I definitely wasn't looking at links on Jeff Bridges' website this week. So
I was always convinced. I was just being an asshole.
All right. Well, you see how that stuck with me. Anyway, we're gonna throw it now to the catch-all.
Okay.
Oh my god!
It appears that we've caught everything.
Oh my god!
It's all over.
Oh my god!
Let's all go home.
Oh my god!
All right.
I'll go first.
Yeah. We'll go around the horn.
I just want to talk about something that I can't believe we haven't really talked about yet. And this is the age of CGI where it's not good enough to be this ambitious with it, which we have mentioned before in previous movies. But the CGI in this movie is bad, and they rely very heavily on it. And that's why our opening clip is the Fat Elvis. Again, taking that from the movie. That's not my caption. That's what they called him. Because the CGI, mostly because the CGI is so bad. It's laughable. So I wanted you guys, our YouTube audience, to start with that, just to get a feel for what the movie looked like. It was just an ugly movie, and not in the way they wanted it to be. I thought that everything that was supposed to be like wet and decaying and gross looked smooth and dry because the CGI is still bad. They couldn't make anything look the way they wanted it to. So I was never even grossed out. I was just annoyed the entire movie by the CGI.
Yeah.
Well,
it took me out.
You know what? You know why it was bad? Because it was filmed in the daylight.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Yeah, it was like pretty much all daytime. True.
I was gonna say between the rape scene in Showgirls and the CGI in this movie, I don't know which one took me out of the movie more.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's
I think it's Bob's turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with just something illogical. When Ryan Reynolds first got shot, and he was like realizing what was happening around him, there was a police car like several meters, yards, whatever, in the air, on fire.
Yeah,
and there was no ramp or like any kind of launch. It was just like
right. Yeah.
I don't think a police car would launch that high in the air from an explosion.
Under any circumstances.
I don't think it would happen. No.
No.
And that's my Chris catch-all.
All right.
Yeah, I like it. That is my style.
I'm gonna take a shot at the sound design here. It's typical in buddy cop movies. It's even more typical in just bad comedies altogether. Whenever something that it's almost like a subliminal laugh track. When something funny is supposed to be cooking, and all of a sudden you hear the bass guitar coming like dun dun boom boom boom, and you hear like the little maraca in the back. This lively, quirky bass line.
Yeah,
and like maybe like a dive bomb. It's basically an applaud sign for idiots who find this kind of stuff funny. I found it very insulting.
Right.
Whenever I hear that, and they did it in the 2016 Ghostbusters a lot. Like, oh, here's the musical cue to let you know it's gonna get derpy. You know, fuck you,
dude. We're gonna get derpy.
We're gonna get derpy.
I'm about to get derpy right here. He's not acting as if he's being sucked into heaven.
Yeah.
He's kind of like, huh, this is interesting.
Yeah.
He's not in awe or terrified or anything. He's just like, whatever.
Yep.
That didn't ring.
Speaking of heaven, I have a trope. The long filing cabinet drawer trope.
Bruce Almighty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
It's
probably Beetlejuice too.
It's not in Beetlejuice. Maybe it is, but it's in everything. So I'll say yes. It's in everything.
Yeah. It's definitely in Bruce Almighty though. That's a good call, Rob.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they had the conversation at some point during this movie of whether or not they would fight over the radio, where like Jeff Bridges wanted to put on the bluegrass station,
they probably
and
had that
wanted
thought.
to put on the hip hop station, and they're like slapping each other's hands and they shoot the dashboard and they drive in silence. That they had to have had that conversation, right?
For sure, I know they did.
They
had to.
In the writers' room.
They had to have.
Yeah.
They might have filmed it and cut it out.
And then like their rip-off quota accountant is sitting in the corner going like, "No, guys, we're already in DEFCON 1. We got to like maybe not do that rush hour type of bit because we got our hands in too many stews."
I like the idea.
Men in Black too? That was in Men in Black.
Yeah, it was because
did they have a radio scene in Men in Black?
When they were going through the tunnel?
Tommy Lee Jones.
Car,
yeah,
he had some kind of.
He's like, yeah, it's like
yeah, no, you're right.
A rock
it's
piano
song.
song.
That. Yeah.
I thought it would be funny though, riffing on that, to have Ryan Reynolds like playing rap, and then Jeff Bridges like brings his friend who has a banjo into the back of the car. Because like he'd have any way to like listen. Yeah,
a banjo. Was that
whatever.
Yours, Chris?
I throw. Well, no, it's just going off of Rob's. I have two tropes, but we kind of already mentioned them, so I'm just gonna read you a line in the movie. The girl that we featured in the last clip of the worst acting, because I thought she was actually really terrible, and she's also that like little clip that I told you that you're perfectly allowed to abuse. She said, "Movie, I think you're smelling one selling."
Yeah.
What is she selling?
His role in the R.I.P.D.
Yeah.
Right, and he's smelling it because they can smell, but they can't taste.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the clip you're referencing, Chris, is
This is a joke.
Hilarious.
Ugh, God. So annoying.
I didn't mean to go out of turn, Bob. I apologize, but I forgot Chris gave me a clip to keep playing. Because I had all the
No,
carving
that's
clips.
awesome. No, that's awesome. My only one was the elevator scene. Like, had so much promise. Like when the elevator, when he shot the cord and it went up, but launching out of the roof, highly unlikely.
Yeah.
Willy Wonka style.
Exactly.
I had my contentions with the elevator scene myself.
Yeah. And throwing back to, if you go to www.theworstmovieevermade.com and look at our Godzilla episode.
Nice plug.
Thanks. Hey, you can find the YouTube as well. But Puff Daddy used Led Zeppelin's Kashmir to write the song "Come With Me," and in the video for that, he is in an ascending elevator, like doing like his rap hands to the camera, and the elevator bursts through the ceiling, it explodes, and he turns into doves. So I just wanted to throw that out there really quick. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it mine then?
Rob's.
Yeah. No, I'm. You guys probably have more than I do, so I'm just gonna. That's my turn. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, so they're in and out of New York or Boston, I guess, is that VCR repair shop.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's gonna go in there and repair their VCR. I'm just saying, and that guy is like dead or a prop or something. If I found a VCR, I might get it repaired for $30 just to use all my tapes again.
Like in Breaking Bad, if you want to disappear yourself, you pay this guy like $100K, and you call a vacuum store and ask for like I forget, it was like a hose attachment for like an old Dyson or Auric, and he knew that meant that was code for like, I gotta disappear quickly. So same kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I just realized I forgot to say my name for Fact or No Fact.
Oh, what was the name for Fact or No Fact?
Well, it was, since this is called the Rest in Peace Department.
Yeah.
I called it the Resting Penis Department.
I'm glad you brought it up now, because that's going in.
And I thought that was really funny.
It is good.
Sorry. I thought that was.
I'm glad.
I thought it was good because I realized that when I was scrolling through my email to myself, I'm like, "Oh, that's gold."
But it's spot on too, Bob, because my wiener didn't wiggle once throughout this movie.
Exactly.
Oh.
Right. So my last catch-all, not last one, sorry, my most recent one, the dot matrix printout from the Eternal Affairs was corny, and it isn't comedy, no matter how hard they try to make it one, because this movie isn't a comedy.
It's not funny at all. Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned that it's not a comedy, because I think this movie would have been better served if it was like a reverse number 23. Because the number 23 would have been better the number 23 would have been funnier, would have been better as a dark comedy. And I feel like it was a dark movie, it should have been funny, whereas R.I.P.D. was a funny movie, and it would have been better served if it was like a black comedy. Like it was, if they leaned to the more morbid elements of this movie and like made it a little more existential, it could have worked, but they didn't.
I agree. I
agree. That's a good point. I'll give that is the Deados after death. But why did they get bigger and deform and stuff? Why aren't they just rotting? Like, what's the element? What's the magic that's making them like big and extra strong and shit?
Yeah, future.
I don't know. And what's the magic that's making them not follow the rules of dead people? I don't know.
Yeah, or physics.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, like super strong.
Yeah, and they can run up building walls and stuff. I just didn't understand any of that.
Exactly.
Oh,
it's me.
Yeah.
So Zach Galifianakis turned down the role that Jeff Bridges ultimately took.
Oh man, I kind of want to see that.
I know.
Yeah. That could have worked.
When I think of the year it came out, I think that Galifianakis was barely known by then.
Right?
Honestly.
No, the Hangover movies were big from like 2008 to 2000 after that.
Oh, was it that early?
Yeah, it was post Hangover but pre Two Ferns. So like and
Okay.
he was doing that Baskets show around 2015. So that was after R.I.P.D. But he was already established.
I mean, honestly, that would have made it more of a comedy.
Yeah, I agree.
Because Jeff Bridges is funny, but only darkly funny, and this
Yeah.
wasn't dark enough, as Chris proved.
And to your point, Bob, and this is my next point, is I wanted to like Jeff Bridges so bad because I feel like he had a lot of fun doing this.
I think he did. Yeah.
I think he went into this like I think everybody else was collecting a paycheck, and he's like, I am going to commit to this harder than anybody's ever asked me to, harder than they'll ever want me to the point where it'll be off-putting. But by golly, he did it. So I give him
He really
credit
went
where
for
it's
it.
due. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Rob,
That was I was just it was a side thought, but it was also on my list. So
okay, yeah, gotcha. Okay, well, I've got plenty. Why is Scottsdale one of the heaviest traffic, like R.I.P.D. department? Was it just to be funny, like picking a random like city? And
I don't get all the
Midwest?
Scottsdale jokes. Because it shows up in they rip on it on South Park. They made it Simpsons references to that. Scottsdale's just like really whitewashed suburban, like, you know, middle-aged like white women open up Mexican restaurants. Like it's not like terrible. It's not like a dystopia. It's just like where people go to retire and like open businesses and shit. It's not like as far as that's what's been communicated to me through media. It's not like a shithole. It's like a gentrified, like whitewashed. Yeah,
Well then, yeah, I don't get
utopia
it.
type of thing. Yeah. I don't know.
Is it
All right,
Chris?
Bob, after you.
Yeah,
It's yours, Bob.
The license plate of the VCR repair shop. Oh, sorry, the VCR repair car has the number 314159, which is the first 6 digits of pi.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Clever detail. I didn't catch that though. All
right.
Yeah, Rob, go ahead.
I got 2 left. So here's my second to last one. When the staff of Jericho gets possessed by the Deados, why didn't R.I.P.D. get other precincts involved from other jurisdictions to reinforce them?
That's a very fair question.
This was a uniquely Boston problem, and it didn't have to be.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
So
yeah, that happens in a lot of movies where like the police department just takes it on when they should have like the military.
Fucking call in the
involved.
cavalry, dude. This is kind of a big deal. The Deados are going to take over, man. You know.
Yeah.
How do Deados learn about the R.I.P.D. and other Deados?
Oh. I don't know.
You don't know.
Okay. Go ahead, Bob.
The R.I.P.D. video game also received negative reviews.
And you know what, man? When a video game does poorly, I feel like it's way worse than when a video game or an animated property does poorly. I feel like it's not good because like a lot more, you could always just act out new takes to do whatever.
Yeah.
But video, it's like you're thousands of hours of coding or drawing or whatever.
I know. It's rough.
But they get paid for it.
That's true.
That's true, they do.
My last point, did they ever explain the food thing? Like Deados can't eat, but when they're exposed to food, they show their true selves. Do they ever really?
No.
I know it's implied. You like, as a viewer, you recognize the pattern. Like food's put in front of them, and therefore they manifest their ghoulish form. But they never explicitly said it to the audience.
No, I agree. I have no idea why.
I agree.
Yeah. Do deados rot in prison forever? Like, because they're in
Yes.
prison in the beginning. Like, shouldn't they just kill them? Like, shoot them in the head with a thing to erase them for mercy?
That'd be smart. It would
be smart.
It would eliminate the problem they had when they all were alive and doing bad things.
Yeah, I agree. Bob, you got any more?
Oh yeah, I got some more. How come the sphere thing froze all the R.I.P.D officers, but not the deados? Like they're all dead.
They're all dead.
It's
Yeah,
nonsense.
that bothered
It's
me too.
nonsense. He was like they corrected it because Kevin Bacon said like it's amazing how us deados can't hear certain frequencies that you guys can hear. I'm like, oh, what a fucking fake out. Like,
Yeah, I know it's so lame.
It's a cheap explanation.
And then he's like, I'm looking for the line. I wrote a line down too. He says something like, isn't this convenient for us? Like, it freezes you guys, but does nothing to us, that artifact. And there's many of them, like, that do different things, but that's the only one they show. So it's just for convenience, which is lazy.
Yeah.
Rob?
It's floor for you guys.
Okay. How do they explain to the full bus of people and passersby that the slender blonde survived not just being run over by a bus, but being pinned under its wheel?
They didn't see that. Only the driver saw that.
Do you think that they went so far as to have like the Men in Black, like little blue?
No, that's the thing. There, I wrote that earlier in my. I didn't say it, but there's no red flash like claws. I wrote, but
I'm with Chris on this one.
What I'm saying is, do you think they originally had that in the screenplay, and they're like, you can't fucking do that, and they just filmed around?
Yeah,
with it?
probably. Oh, and then there's this like this stick, and it goes like boo, and then everybody like forgets about it. Pew pew pew. All right, go ahead, Bob.
So when Ryan Reynolds and Jeff Bridges were coming after the guys after they stole the gold, how did the bad guys have guns that could kill the dead police officers? Like, where'd they get those guns? Because only certain
R.I.P.D.
bullets could
cops.
kill the R.I.P.Ds. But I watched the scene twice. They didn't steal anything but the gold on the way out of the police station.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Like I embarrassingly watched it twice.
Here's a question for you: why doesn't Roy use any other 1800s dialect other than coyote and Injun?
Yeah. He could have been like,
Screw you, sir. I'm going home.
something like that, you know?
Yeah. Could have been something like that, but no, apparently not. Bob?
I'll say the slow motion gun battle makes it even more unrealistic than it already is.
Yeah.
My anti slow mo trope once again rearing its head.
It really was like difficult to get into, and then they made it even harder to get into.
Yeah.
How did the informant Elliot in like Boston Stadium? I forget what that's called. I've been there too. That's bad. But how does Elliot know about his Fenway? Yeah, about his funeral. And shouldn't that have tipped him off to the fact that he was like involved with Kevin Bacon a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too many Fenway glizzies. Too many Fenway Franks.
All right, I got two alliterations. The first one is aperiodic accent, and that is in regards to Kevin Bacon's character.
Nice.
Okay.
He like has a wavering Boston accent. Like it comes in, it goes away, it goes away, goes away, goes away, comes back, comes back. goes away.
Like Gina Davis.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Cutthroat.
And my second alliteration is beard biting bitch.
Yeah, that was gross.
Like, what the fuck was that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
She Billy goated him, I think he said.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
That's Billy Goating. Yep. That's how they showed. That's how they showed affection to the law, man. So fucking stupid.
Elliot the informant also doesn't notice them staking out in front of the building. That he's like they're directly in front of him, and he's sneaking.
Right.
And he doesn't see them.
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead, Bob.
Last one. This is like the final frames of the movie. Gingers are apparently the only last minority safe to lampoon.
Yeah.
Because Ryan Reynolds' character was a red-headed girl with a headgear, and they're like, yeah, we can make fun of that.
And they made fun of his ginger chops, Fat Elvis's ginger chops too.
I guess so, yeah.
Let me pause here really quick because there is an R.I.P.D. too, and I'm wondering.
I know, I saw that.
There is, but it's unrelated to the production of this one.
Oh, never mind. Then I was going to see if the headgear girl showed up in the sequel, but never mind.
Probably not.
Why are Deado's? Oh, I already asked that. The elevator scene must have happened in a 500 floor building.
Yes.
But when they go through the roof, it's really only like a 30 floor building.
Yeah, it's consistency for you.
It's going like 1,000 miles per hour for like a full minute.
Yeah. We should get Puff Daddy on the horn and see if he knows what the deal is with that.
Get Brockhart.
He's got experience in the elevator exploding into the sky and turning into doves wheelhouse.
He does. Bob, you got more?
No, I have no more.
The grandma's pendant bracelet is spiritual deodorant.
Mm-hmm.
Real estate sign across the street from Bacon's bachelor pad says, "Don't be dead broke." Why?
Yeah.
Bacon says, "How about we get a drinky poo?"
Yep.
St. Christopher's medal also kept the house together.
Yep.
Yeah.
The whole cowboy talk thing is kind of doing it for me, Bacon says to Bridges, even though that he's not a blonde woman.
Yeah.
The artifact. Yeah. The artifact freezes you guys up, but does nothing to us. They've got one of these for everything. That's the line.
Yeah.
And then I wrote convenient. The giant golden totem is a staff. I asked that before. I didn't understand that. Every feature that should look wet. Okay, I already said that. Fist fights have literally no tension because they can't die.
Yeah, there's nothing at stake.
And then he's driving around town in public as a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
That's going to cause problems. Just
it all makes sense.
Just drive. Yeah. Okay, let's throw it to what we're watching.
Sure.
I got a letter for you.
A letter? Yeah, it's a letter that talks about all the things we're watching now.
Give me the letter. Give me the damn letter now. Give me the letter. Give me the letter now.
Get it. Grab it.
Give me the letter
Try again.
now.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go the same order, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. I'll start. I watched quite a few things being home alone for all these days, and I'll say I watched Identity, which was a John Cusack vehicle that had Jake Busey in it.
It's all right.
And I liked it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to talk about that. I watched The Talented Mr. Ripley from '99 with Matt Damon, which was very good, and Saltburn stole the story from it, and that was very good. But the one I'm going to talk about is called Last Exit to Brooklyn from 1989. Last Exit to Brooklyn. I can't get this movie out of my head. It's fucked me up.
Last Exit.
So
that sounds familiar.
It's based on a novel. So it was a book. It was a controversial book from the 60s, I think.
Yeah, Hubert Selby Jr. It says
So it was it's a very gritty view of Brooklyn in the 50s, of like early unions and sex workers and just basically like honestly very liberal minded people of the 50s.
Yeah.
Because there are gay characters and cross-dressing characters that are treated very equally in this
Nice.
movie. There's a few N-words thrown in there because of the military base that's on property of Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But it's just it's very sad. It's very real. And it's a great narrative. It's just like I said, I can't shake it. Like it's in my head. Like the story is just so gripping and so tragic that I can't shake it. But it's just, I highly recommend it.
All right.
But if you're in a fragile state, don't watch it.
All right.
Okay, that's me.
So so I can never watch it. That's what you're saying.
Bob, I wanted to say, and I don't know if I said this on air before, but I've said this to friends and family. I think good movies achieve what they set out to do. They make you feel when you leave the theater the way they want you to feel, not the opposite. R.I.P.D. made me feel. I didn't leave the theater. I left my kitchen, but I left it angry, not feeling like light and spirited and entertained.
Yeah.
The way they wanted.
Like after watching it, you're like, let's go home, and then like your family's like, we're already home. And you're like, oh yeah.
God.
Yeah. Like you don't have that drive to cool off after watching it.
That's true. But what are you watching now?
Okay, so we had an off-air discussion, Chris, about last podcast on the left, because apparently one of the hosts is no longer a host, and they have a new host in his place. So
I'm bad to hear for his girl mostly.
Yeah.
But
so
just
I wanted to check out one of the newer episodes, and there was a 3-part episode about the Ugandan Air Force Flight 571, in which a rugby team and like their family and friends and some other passengers, they crashed in the Andes Mountains on October 13th, 1972. And they weren't found and rescued till December 23rd, 1972. So like it was like 72-day period of survival.
Yes.
So the fuselage gets ripped apart and they crash in the snow. Like half the people die immediately. The other half like die shortly after. They resort to cannibalism, but they only eat people that have previously been deceased and they are preserved in the snow. And then two of the guys.
Not so bad,
yeah, two of the guys hiked like 25 miles. Like with they were going to Chile. They were wearing sports jackets, like jeans and like sandals this whole time in like negative sub-zero temperatures. But so I listened to all 3 of those episodes of the last podcast on the left, but they pointed to a movie called Society of the Snow, which is based on all the events that they were talking about.
Okay.
It's
I really want to watch that.
It's fucking awesome. Or La Sociedad de la Nieve. Sorry for butchering the Spanish. It's a Spanish language film. It has English subtitles. It's about 2.5 hours long, and it does a great job making like the landscape, the character. Like these mountains are so unforgiving. They don't give a fuck about you, but here we are. It's really good at that. It very tastefully glosses over the cannibalism. Like they mention that they have to like eat other people to survive. They don't. It's not a graphic film.
That's not why it's meant. Yeah,
the film wasn't made to shock you with cannibalism. It was to show the group of people's it was to show their resilience throughout the entire ordeal.
Yes,
and it's worthy of all the accolades that it's hopefully going to win. And then
it's on my watch list. I can't wait to see it.
I watched it last week. It was cool.
Here's something on my watch list. Go ahead.
Good. How did you see that, Rob?
It's on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
On my watch list, I meant to watch it for this week, but I never got around to it. It's called Deep Cover with Lawrence Fishburne and Jeff Goldblum. It's like 1989 or 1990. It's like kind of early for me anyway. Cop like thriller that's apparently really, really good. I just came across it when I was like researching for the show. Deep Cover, and I would like to see more Lawrence Fishburne because everything I've seen him, I liked him. I just haven't seen him in a whole lot. So,
yeah.
And I do like Jeff Goldblum, even though my wife doesn't. But what I did watch, it's pathetic. I'm pathetic. I watched Fellowship of the Ring again. I've been like lifting weights in my basement, so I just put on the extended edition, and that got me through like 4 workouts.
Yeah, doesn't it suck though when the comfort movie's like 9 hours? It's just hard to like fold into your regular like day-to-day operation.
Yeah, so I've just been watching it in chunks as I try to lose the chunks on my body. You know what I mean?
Nice.
That's awesome though, Chris.
Good old chunk swap. Awesome. I like it.
Yeah. I gotta live up to that.
Lawrence Fishburne
cartoon.
is awesome. Lawrence Fishburne
is
the best.
He is.
Yeah.
I love the first Matrix. I know the movie is like renowned but flawed, but I love it.
Well, my introduction to Lawrence Fishburne was Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Oh yeah, the mailman or whatever.
Yeah.
He was Cowboy Curtis.
Oh, that's right.
There was no mailman, but Captain Carl was what's his name? Rob, you just sent me a video. Phil Hartman.
Oh yeah, Phil Hartman.
Phil Hartman was a gem. I gotta give it to him.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me just say that at some point we're going to do Fellowship of the Ring for a good movie episode. I don't know when I'm going to be able to convince you guys to do it because I know it's 3 hours, even the theatrical version. So probably not anytime soon.
That's when I bust out the browser extension and watch it at like 9x with captions like Clockwork Orange.
It's actually also a fantastic movie. It's not just because I read the books and I like grew up with my grandma like showing me this series and it means a lot to me sentimentally, but like. Peter Jackson did a fantastic job with the first one, the second one, and the third one. The first one's probably the best in my opinion. But anyway, let's throw it to bad credit names.
Jeff, this is my friend John.
Oh, Jeff, I heard a lot of good things about you. Where'd you find this son of a bitch?
He's a friend of mine from school.
A friend?
Jeff, John.
Oh, Jeff.
John. Jeff, how can you act
Jeff.
like that? Jeff.
Shut up!
Jeff, John. John.
Bad credit names.
Let me quickly point
guys.
out, Chris. Let me quickly point this out. This is the last week of bumpers using Miami Connection, I think, right? Because we're doing the good movie next week, and then whatever the new champion is will be the clips for the season 99's bumpers.
Oh,
99 episode 1, yeah.
I gotta watch Showgirls again. Sorry.
Yeah.
Look at my.
We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Here are the bad credit names for this week. There's actually a number. Stephen Twist.
Okay.
Joanna Factor.
Ew.
Larry Claus.
That's not bad.
Willoughby Wally III.
Okay.
Douglas Clough.
Oh. Clough.
Yeah. C.P. Wang.
Okay.
Okay.
Ben Too Good. Toogod.
Wow.
Brian Harder.
Okay.
And then this is a return customer, I think, but couldn't help it. You win again, and every time you're in a movie credit list, you will win. Barry Poon.
Chris, that list that you spent all of 15 seconds rattling off was funnier than this entire fucking movie.
That was so funny.
That was a really good list. I was super happy this week. It restored my faith in the bit. Yeah. All right, let's throw it to the offensive minigame.
Yeah.
If you can say,
My mother was Korean,
and also,
and my father was Black American.
you may be part of our offensive minigame.
All right.
Casual crotch kicking or hot guess dead ass.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Kicking in the dog.
So Kimberly Berkeley kicking people. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So Berkeley kicking people in the crotch.
Yeah.
Or
and
dead
a
people
dead
farting.
person farting.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with the below the belt on that.
I agree.
So what I've been doing, except for in special occasions, I just take the same number, like number 5 and number 5, and then I just try to make them make sense together. But that was number 5 and number 5. Cussing out kids or the Hong Kong howdy do.
What?
Hong Kong howdy do.
So that's the.
I'll go with.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Because like I didn't think it was offensive until like you painted that in like a different context. Like it is like so with like your wife who's clearly been traumatized over your death, like some weird like old Chinese guy that's calling himself your dead husband runs up to you screaming in your face while you're trying to get your miles in like before school or work or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the portrait I was hoping to paint. Vindaloo vitriol or portly stripper piss peril.
A stripper.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I guess the more offensive movie is Showgirls.
Yeah.
Okay, let's throw it to the movie comparison.
Yeah.
Oh my god! It's time to compare the movies. Something we haven't done since. Oh my god!
1962.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
So surprisingly, negative 50.2 and worse for Showgirls, negative 60.8 and worse for R.I.P.D. for R.I.P.D. on number one. And Chris and Rob tied with a 4.5 star pitch, so it's a wash. 1-0 R.I.P.D. through 2. Offensive, Showgirls, so it's 1-1. Dialogue, what's worse? Showgirls.
Yes, Showgirls.
Yeah, I'll go Showgirls. I was flipping through the Rolodex and like the first thing that popped in my head was pussy problem, but like nothing really glaring from R.I.P.D. I got a pussy problem. You're gonna give me a sniff? Like, okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Production, overpaid screenplay writer or direct ripoff. What's worse?
Direct ripoff.
Yeah, I agree.
At least Showgirls tried to do something. It failed miserably.
Yeah.
But it tried to do something.
It tried to do something original, yeah. Acting, I'm gonna go Showgirls.
Yes.
Worst acting.
The acting was a tough one this week.
Agree.
Yeah, I couldn't like the acting wasn't terrible in R. It was
No.
just like you had talented people just given a turd of a script and they did the best they could with it. You know.
Yeah, agreed. Demerits, we don't have one for R.I.P.D. yet, but we have broke the tit scope for Showgirls.
Okay. Demerits for R.I.P.D.
Oh, bad CGI.
Yeah, daytime CGI.
Yeah, daytime CGI.
Which is also bad CGI. Daytime/bad CGI.
And I'm gonna say that's worse.
Yeah.
Wow, that gives us a. Okay, so if you both agree, then it's 3-3. How do we determine? Because the demerits usually are the tiebreaker. So I'm gonna say we give it. I'm gonna say we give it to Showgirls as the worst movie, because Rob won that pitch and not me. I won this pitch.
Okay. I was gonna say
they both 4-5.
Yep.
I was gonna suggest going around the horn and doing the gun to head test. Which one would you watch again if you had to choose between the two? Whatever one you wouldn't watch is the loser. Majority rule.
Well, also, famously, Showgirls is on the top 5 worst movies ever made list.
Yeah.
True. I would probably watch Showgirls again, to be honest.
I would probably watch Showgirls. So that's a But I don't want to give this.
At least there's some boobs in it.
Yeah, you know what? So if I would watch it, so that means R.I.P.D's worse then. Do you?
Right, there's the problem.
Yeah, but Showgirls is objectively probably worse. Maybe should we go brass tacks? Rotten Tomatoes.
What won most offensive? What won the most offensive?
Showgirls.
Okay, rightfully so.
Yeah.
Should we just go critical score versus critical score, and whatever one? No.
I want Showgirls to lose. I feel like Showgirls losing is right.
Yeah. Let's.
I agree. Showgirls is worse.
Let's tip the scales here. Yeah.
Do we all agree that it's worse? This is the council of movie buffs. Do we all agree?
It's much worse.
Yeah.
Showgirls is much worse.
Okay. I think I wouldn't feel good about it unless Showgirls won.
I agree. Morally speaking, I think we need to
Like R.I.P.D. is appealing to maybe a younger audience because it's PG-13.
Yeah.
And Showgirls is appealing to nobody.
Pretty much no one.
Yeah, the way I described R.I.P.D. to people that I always try to find out who it's for, and I'd say it's good for kids that want to watch movies like Bad Boys, but they're not mature enough yet. Kind of sets the pacing, sets the tone. Yeah. So it's a fun family romp through the realm of the undead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next week is Good Movie Week for season 99, or the start of end of season 98, end of season 98. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm fucking excited. This is one of my favorite movies. It's Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger, the original. The rest of them aren't as good.
No.
Good at all.
Most importantly, who's the star?
Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers.
That dead guy, right?
The most recently deceased Carl Weathers. Yes.
Yeah, he is awesome. And you know what? Jesse Ventura is crazy, but Jesse Ventura is a crazy man, obviously, but like he's good in it too.
It is such a great movie in every respect.
I have not.
It's got heart. It's got everything.
I have not seen Predator since I was an age where I probably didn't understand all of its implications.
Oh, dude!
I threw it on like it was on like HBO when I was like 6, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I just like for no reason other than like it escaped me. I don't think I've seen it since. So I'm pretty stoked on that.
It's like The Thing. It's just it's got the suspense. It's got the action. It's got the drama. It's got everything.
It's got the line,
and it's a very original concept as well.
It's got the line, if it bleeds, we can kill it, or whatever.
Yeah,
probably butchering it right now, but that's a fucking badass line. If it bleeds, we can kill it.
And speaking of blood and lines from that movie, when Jesse Ventura says, "I ain't got time to bleed," that's another fucking badass line.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's just a sick one.
It's a good wrestler movie. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it is. All right, Rob, why don't you plug us and send it to Bob's last word?
Yeah, www.theworstmovieevermade.com. We are on everything. We actually just got our RSS feed transferred over to YouTube. So if you subscribe to like YouTube music, but you don't like watching the videos, the audio counterpart is now available on YouTube as well as the video. It was a disaster of copyright approvals, but it's done. Otherwise, Spotify, Google Play, iTunes. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We have trailers. We have polls. www.theworstmovieevermade.com. There's also a little email button, and we've actually been getting some emails. And whenever we do, we will do the movie without even polling it. We take the request at face value, and then we will do it. So, all that and more. Bob.
I'm so proud of it. Resting penis department.
I'm proud of it too. It made it made the podcast better. Just that line. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening. We love you. Thank you, and goodbye, Jelly School. See you next week.
This is a joke.
Hilarious.
Feel like I look like the Newman guy.
Oh, that is brilliant, Zap.
See you next week. Let's get Jelly School out of here.